everyone has been there. Everyone has been 13 and feeling like they're turning into some wild, hairy, hormonal beast.
I have to say, I loved this movie so much. And Domee, I was such a huge fan of the short Bao. Can you walk us through what happened after that short was released and when you started working on Turning Red?
Yeah. So it was in 2017. I think we were just starting promotion or ending promotion for Bao, or like Bao was done, it was getting released. And then Pixar approached me and asked me if I wanted to pitch 3 ideas for a feature film. And I said yes, obviously, yes.
No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, no, she said yes.
But all 3 of my ideas were coming of age stories around teen girls, and Turning Red was the most personal. And I think the weirdest one, I think, I pitched it as a girl going through magical puberty to the studio, hoping that they would bite, and they did.
Yeah.
And I think it is because it was so personal, but also tackled such a universal theme, like everyone has been there. Everyone has been 13 and feeling like they're turning into some wild, hairy, hormonal beast. And I think that's why Pixar was drawn to it.
I love that you pitched 3 ideas. What happens to the other 2? Are they still?
They're there. Yeah, they're there.
In my back pocket.
They do it intentionally. It's actually the thinking being that if you just pitch one, you get so committed to it that for whatever reason, if it's not working or if the studio's like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's the right time or the right movie, and you actually kind of maybe overthink it and over polish it. And so the hope would be that if you spread it out across 3, you keep it kind of rough and malleable, and you don't become so attached to the specifics of a story that you can't, then spend the next 3 years evolving it. So they try to keep it pretty loose in development and keep the. But yes, we hold on. We mark them. And then when the director finishes and comes back into development, the question is always like, do you want to revisit any of the ideas that you pitched in the past, or do you want to go totally new?
I think Bao was the last theatrical Pixar short that we got. Lindsey, can you bring those back for us? I love them. Can you talk?
I know. Well, we kind of evolved it. I'm going to defend it, right? I'm going to defend the decision. I think part of it was we kind of evolved it into the SparkShorts program. And the purpose of that was obviously to kind of spread that kind of budget and time and resources across a lot more projects to see if we could find future voices for development and for features, which I think has been really successful. We actually have, I think, four directors in development right now who went through the SparkShorts program. So I know, but then there is that. And what I think everybody also misses is just the ability to kind of see those short films in front of the movies in the theaters. It's like such a little gift that you get as the audience when you get to watch like a surprising short that you've never seen before. So I'm with you. I'm torn.
I know. But to your point, there is so much room on Disney Plus for more people to showcase their work. So that is a lovely thing. What did you see in the story of Turning Red, Lindsey, that made it stand out to you?
As Domee said, it was probably the most specific. I was working with her in development, and then was in the room as she was pitching all 3 ideas and talking. And then as she left the room, we usher them out. It's very awkward. And then we sit around and talk about the ideas and get people's impressions. And I think what it was that it was so clear that Domee had such a sense of who these 2 main characters were, that Mei and Ming were really kind of clear and special and unique, and like more than any of the other ideas, like those 2 characters were like, oh, she knows who those 2 characters are. And they are so kind of funny, even in the shortest, quickest pitch, that you knew it was going to be a roller coaster ride watching how they were going to have to evolve their relationship. So I think what attracted me is that having seen Bao, knowing how surprising she is as a filmmaker, kind of how bold she is in her storytelling, and then knowing that she had this really personal kind of experience with these 2 characters that were kind of, versions of her own life. It's kind of like that's like the magic equation right there. So I think everybody was instantly like, yes, let's jump on that one.
And Domee, I really loved how I grew up with all of these movies that kind of have the same things. Like, I was expecting her to turn into a panda and everyone reject her. I was expecting her to try to be the popular girl, and it was more embracing your quirkiness. And I thought that was really special because that's not something I grew up with as much.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The inspiration behind this movie was to make it for that 13-year-old me who was struggling with all of these bodily changes and not seeing stories like this in media a lot, frankly. And I'm all about subverting people's expectations. And I just get like a little thrill out of it, where like audiences are sitting down and they think they're watching like a coming of age, cute teen wolf movie, and then hitting them over the head with something completely different and subversive. Yeah,
I like that she didn't try to be the popular kid either. I mean, I think one of the most charming things about May and her friends are they are so confident in their dorkiness. Like they are not seeking popularity, and nor did we set up a middle school. I mean, there's obviously Tyler, who's, he's a little antagonistic with them, but like for the most part, there wasn't this kind of tropes of middle school of like cliques and mean and like girls who weren't supporting one another. And I think it just would have distracted really from it would have felt like it was distracting from the really personal choice she was making between worlds that she loved equally, like, and that these were not about good and bad or right and wrong. It was all the nuance of growing up.
What I love about Pixar films too is there's always these little details. There's always these little Easter eggs. By around like the 5th time you watch it, you really want to start looking out for, like the Pizza Planet truck and things. Are those present in this film? Is there anything that we should look to when we're watching?
Yeah,
they're all there.
Yeah. All the classic ones: Pizza Planet truck, Luxo Ball.
Yeah,
and also
A113.
Yeah, A113's in there. Also, every Pixar film has an Easter egg that is a nod to the next film coming up. So there's a Lightyear Easter egg in there.
Lightyear's in there. We have some SparkShorts stuff in there because we had people on our crew who had worked on those SparkShorts. So there's Pearl and
Pearl.
A Burrow bunny is in there, and
Burrow's in there.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in there.
But we have to watch it.
Yeah,
to find it. But we're not.
I gotta watch it again.
Yeah.
Before I go, I do want to mention Four Town. That was so hilarious to me. I loved it. Can you talk about the inspiration for Four Town? It just reminded me, of my early 2000s NSYNC Backstreet Boys obsession days.
Yeah, I mean, they started off as a joke in the first version of the script, where May's mom was like, "Why are they called Four Town if there's 5 of them?" But then their role kind of progressively grew bigger and bigger as we were rewriting the story, because it became like such a perfect goal for our 13-year-old protagonist to have, to like go to a boy band concert. Like that felt more interesting and more like life and death for that character versus like saving the world or saving the princess or whatever. It just felt like the perfect kind of goal for her to have.
And we were like, I mean, again, the minute that came into a possibility of creating our first own like original boy band, everybody's like, oh yes. I think everybody kind of leaned into their 13, 14, 15-year-old selves and was like, yes, please.
Yep.
We want to create a boy band. So I think absolutely insane. I mean, all of them, O-Town, Backstreet Boys, pick your decade, pick your genre. Everybody would battle it out about like Backstreet Boys are in sync, or, everybody had them, including, I mean, it wasn't just girls, boys. I mean, everybody has a favorite. So we tried to create a new favorite, I guess.
Well, I'm so out of time, but so awesome talking to you both. Congrats.
Thank you so much.